Hello, I'm Judi Vitale with ReadTheStars.com, and tonight I would like to talk about something that's going on in the sky overnight tonight. It will be Mars will be coming into an opposition with Pluto. So far this week we've had Mars in a square with Uranus. We've had Mercury opposite Neptune on Monday. And today we had the moon kind of playing into this Mars-Pluto opposition. So let me ask you this. How would you feel if you were a really, really active person and you were always like motivated by your physical well-being and your physical motion, and you were stuck in a place where all everybody did was ever talk about their feelings? You would be kind of lost and probably getting increasingly frustrated, right? Then, how would you feel if you were a really powerful person and somebody who had great executive ability, and you were placed in an area where you could use that to take on a lot of power and a lot of influence in your world surrounding you? Well, those are the two forces that will be in place tomorrow, and they will be in an opposition, meaning Mars will be on one side of the zodiac and on the sky, and Pluto will be on the other. The last couple of days, I suppose, we've been talking about all of these aspects, and what I've been doing is running maps to see where it is on the world map that these configurations seem to be straight up overhead, and how is it affecting them. Well, we've seen a couple of the areas that we spoke about have some trouble. Thank God nothing has happened in Japan yet. I'm really glad about that. That was one that I missed. But we did talk about England. We did talk about Spain. And, you know, our own stock market is in a horrible mess. The whole world economy is in a horrible mess right now. And Mars is kind of coming in there to the cardinal axis to awaken us to this fact and to really bring the point home that we have to do something about it. Do I know what that is? No, but I suspect that we probably need to find a new way of generating an economy, such as when we went from having a manufacturing economy into an information economy. We have to take that next quantum leap. A lot of people are saying energy. A lot of people are saying, you know, is private enterprise going into space, those sorts of things. We'll have to wait and see what happens, but for now we don't have anything, and we're really suffering more from the breakdown of what we already had than we are doing the painful work of building something new up. That will come after we tear down what we had. Not saying everything is going down right now, but we certainly are seeing signs of a very weak world economy, and it's like a set of dominoes that one hits the other, hits the other, hits the other. All done on funny money. Well, let's get down to the meat of what I have to say here. Mars and Pluto are very likely in your life to set off some interpersonal fireworks. You're going to have some opposition to whatever it is that you want to do from someone else. You might be more inclined to take the side of the Mars energy, which is very straightforward and wants to push for success, or you could take the side of the Pluto energy and go for a more long-term strategy, which often has to do with manipulation and power grabs that go on for months and years at a time. Either way, you will be in some sort of state of mind that allows you to see how confrontations play a part in your life. Check your daily horoscopes for that. I went in considerable detail with each sign about how it might manifest in your life. Now, onto the world. Mars and Pluto often, not always, but often will mean violence. And it will mean also just like a confrontation of people who are more like open enemies. It isn't like you find out that somebody's your enemy all of a sudden, haha, but it's more like you get tired of the two entities playing footsie with one another and not coming out and saying what's wrong, and then all of a sudden, bang, you know, something happens. So here are the places where we can look for geopolitical action. One of them is going to be where Mars is on the midheaven, and Pluto is on the IC. So that is, there's a line that goes straight down through Iran and Oman, right down in that part of the Middle East. So I'm very curious to see what happens over the next few days there. Hopefully nothing, but it looks as though something could definitely erupt there. Also, Mars and Pluto can trigger so much energy because there's so much energy built up, especially with the Capricorn Cancer kind of thing, that it shakes. And so we like to think that maybe we can hopefully avert it, if we can at least keep people safe from it, but there could be some seismic activity. And it is interesting that Pluto is on the midheaven on a line that goes right down through Seattle, Portland, and San Francisco. Could also be volcanic activity. Maybe we'll see a little eruption, and as I say, we hope that not too many people or no one gets hurt. That would be ideal. So, better yet, I hope it doesn't happen. And something that's also interesting about this particular area of the world is that Uranus, which is also the planet of sudden things, is on the ascendant, is on another angle in Vancouver, goes right through Vancouver. So there could be something over in that area of the world in the next few days, weeks, something like that. I never like making dire predictions, despite what some of you might think. I more or less like to tell you what to expect and how to transmute it in your personal lives. But I think that it's also important that we think about how to send positive energy, prayer, and our hopes and dreams for the rest of the world too. We all have enough troubles to deal with. We don't need people to just popping off with their temper. So remember that tomorrow when somebody gets on your nerves. I'm Judi Vitale with readthestars.com. And if you want to see me talk some more, you can go onto the site. I'm going to have a little bit written about this video on the site. And if you want to reach me or ask me questions, please send emails to Judi, Judi, @readthestars.com.